What's up, everybody? Charlie Marlow here. Let's talk about it. Cardinals signed shortstop Brandon Crawford to a one-year deal. What do you guys think? By the way, what do you think of my hat also? The Yoink hat, courtesy of my good buddy Cam Jansen from the Cam and Strick podcast. Check it out. If you're making fun of me because the bill is too flat, first time I put this thing on, so I don't like a big bend. We're going to bend it a little bit, but it's the first time wearing it. Good-looking hat. There you go. Okay. Brandon Crawford. All right, here's my take on Brandon Crawford. I'm not gonna hate on the move. I think the move makes a lot of sense. I'm gonna go back in time though, when the Cardinals signed Matt Carpenter. When the Cardinals signed Matt Carpenter, I remember jumping on and doing a video and thinking to myself that this move didn't make a lot of sense to me for roster construction because I felt like the Cardinals needed a backup shortstop. Now, am I right that much? No, I'm not. But I was right on this. I didn't love that move with Carp because I felt like you needed a backup shortstop on this roster. And then here we are a few weeks later, whatever it is, a month, I don't even know. But now you are signing your veteran backup shortstop, Brandon Crawford, because who else is going to play shortstop? If Mason Wynn doesn't hit, Tommy Edman is hurt right now. Plus, he's your starting center fielder. Does this now squeeze out somebody like Alec Burleson from the roster? And you can make the argument, hey, Alec Burleson would be better off in AAA getting a lot of at-bats. I don't know. That's a fair point. But I never loved the Carpenter move for this particular reason, right? I mean, Brandon Crawford, by the way, speaking of guys who win and can bring veteran leadership. He is 37 years old. He's been on how many World Series teams? So he wasn't on the 10 team for the Giants. His whole career with the Giants. So he won World Series in 2012 and 2014 with the Giants. This guy's a veteran. He's a leader. He knows how to win. So my point is, I just see a lot of redundancy there with Matt Carpenter. I understand Carp was a Cardinal, and there's the homecoming aspect and all that, but how much of that can you have? I just feel like now you have two guys who are there, I don't want to say more for veteran leadership. That's Carp's role. Brandon Crawford is being signed here because he can play shortstop. So this isn't just about being a veteran clubhouse leader guy, although he is that. This is because you need to have insurance if something happens with Mason Wynn. You need insurance, whatever goes on with Tommy Edman. So, by the way, Brandon Crawford, sick hair, by the way, unbelievable hair. And one of those guys that, look, he's a really good shortstop over the years. Gold Glove Awards in, 15, 16, in 17, won a Gold Glove in 2021, three-time All-Star, 2015, 2018, 2021. This is one of those things, too, where you kind of have to go back and look because I had known that Brandon Crawford had fallen off offensively the last couple of years. So last year, 93 games, he hit a .94, 63 OPS plus, so well below league average offensively. But also, look, I'm not saying he's going to turn back the clock, but I was kind of surprised to see 2021, his age 34 season. So this is only, 3 years ago. All-Star, fourth in the MVP that year with a Gold Glove. 24 bombs, 90 RBI, hit 298, 373 on base, 522 slug, 895 OPS for a 141 OPS plus. The best of his career at age 34, 2021. That's only 3 years ago. So again, I'm not saying he can turn back the clock to that. Can he be better than last year where he's an OPS plus 63? Probably. Is 2022 maybe more likely where he's an 86 OPS plus at age 37? That's probably more likely. But also he's not being brought on the team for his bat. He's being brought on the team as an insurance policy for shortstop. We all know they're going to give Mason Wynn every opportunity to win the job at shortstop. And I think he's also going to have, what do you want to call it, a wide berth or a margin for error where I don't think you're going to yank this guy if he's struggling for a month or so. As long as he's playing good defense. And look, I mean, it's one thing if you're hitting 100, that's one thing. But if Mason Wynn is around the Mendoza line, giving you good at bats and is productive in other ways, and maybe getting on base a little bit, running around, stealing a little bit, I think they're going to give Mason Wynn every opportunity to play a lot at shortstop. So Brandon Crawford, on paper, again, I think if you made this move a month or so ago when you made the Cart move, it absolutely makes perfect sense. I'm in the camp of this is now redundancy on the roster. Then again, is Crawford a guy where let's say Tommy Edman's not ready opening day, and let's say Crawford plays for a month or so. Edman's ready. Maybe you see what you like with Donovan as a backup shortstop, whatever it is. Maybe Mason Wynn is playing really well, and Crawford won't be on the roster all year long. I don't know. I just feel like, there's an extra roster spot, but roster spots are still, there's only 26 of them. And so that was the reason that a month or so ago, whenever the Carp move was made, I just didn't love that move. It wasn't about anything against Carp. It wasn't anything about, hey, Carp have another opportunity to maybe surprise some folks, and Carp bring veteran leadership. That's fine. It was more about roster construction because I just felt like that backup shortstop position was important. That's usually somebody on your roster, that Daniel Descalzo type, that Nick Ahmed type. You saw he recently signed. So the Cardinals go a different route. They sign the veteran guy in Brandon Crawford. It's not a huge deal, right? I mean, if Carpenter's not hitting, or if Brandon Crawford's not hitting after a while, if somebody like Alec Burleson starts down at Memphis and he's setting the world on fire, they bring him back up. This isn't the end of the world. But look, we talk about every aspect of the Cardinals, so I think it's something you got to bring up. I just think you have the redundancy on the roster with Crawford. Let's look him up also. Postseason numbers. Let's see. 238 career average, 305 on base, 340 slug in the postseason. Had some big ones there. How about against the Cardinals? 2012, NLCS wasn't great hitting against the Cardinals. 2014, man, he hit 125 in 2014 against the Cardinals in the NLCS. Not great postseason numbers. I'm more doing this now just to kind of check in on Brandon Crawford, a guy who has 146 career homers, 744 career RBI, 250 career hitter, 97 career OPS plus. So basically pushing league average for his career, but an unbelievable glove guy for his career at arguably the best, most important position on the field, shortstop. A lot of people would say that. I think catcher's right up there, but I'm not going to argue with you there. But he's gotten MVP votes in multiple seasons. So 2016 finished 12th in the MVP and led the league in triples that year with 11. And this was surprising to me. I guess I just forgot. I mentioned it earlier, but Brandon Crawford was really good in 2021 All-Star, 141 OPS plus, 4th in the MVP. That surprised me. I kind of forgot about that one. So I'm not saying Brandon Crawford will get back to that, but also who knows if he could have a little bit of a bounce-back season. New scenery, new ballpark. Sometimes guys are motivated when they leave their team they've been on forever. He was with the Giants for 13 years. So there you go. I know yesterday I did a video. Yesterday I posted Bernie's comments on this. A lot of people watched that. I want to jump on, give you my comments. It's not the end of the world. It's not that big of a deal. If Brandon Crawford's not good, you can part ways with him after a couple months. It is what it is. But again, just general roster construction, I never felt like the Carpenter move made sense because of this particular move, which is now coming. So we'll see what happens. There's always injuries in camp, but I think somebody may get squeezed off the roster. Look, you could also make the argument that it makes more sense for Alec Burleson to get every day at bats at Memphis. That's not a crazy narrative. But if he also gets squeezed off, there's a guy who's a young up-and-comer, and you're basically deferring to a 37-year-old in Brandon Crawford, but it's at a position of need. That's the thing. Alec Burleson, not a great defender. Maybe he only will be that platoon outfielder, DH type fourth outfielder. Maybe that's who he is. I don't know. We'll see. But you would think Alec Burleson is now squeezed out on this roster because of Brandon Crawford. But hey, Brandon Crawford, great hair, Kind of has that like WWE hair look from the Attitude Era. Who am I thinking of? Is it Scott Hall, Razor Ramon? Kind of that look. Anyway, comment, like, subscribe. Let me know what you think. What do you think of the Yoink hat from Cam Jansen? I like it. I think it's fine with the bend not being super big here. Let me know. Do you guys like the flat bill look, or do you like kind of more of the bend? I'll bend it a little bit. So anyway, all right. Thanks for watching, guys. Hey, you know what? While I got you, give me 1 second. I'm going to go and give a shout out to my members while I'm here, because I don't do that enough. We have Ken Phelan, we have G2Z as the premium members, but I'm going to give a shout out now to all the members on the channel. Here we go. All right. How about our medium members? First of all, Brian Canfield II, and my guy, Mother Goose. And then the basic members. We got Bird Chatter Baseball. We got Drew P. Balls. How about that? Krabby Joe, Adam Nelson, Sam I Am. We got Charles Wagner, Michael Hawkins, my guy Stevie Reeb, SMFR, the podcast, and the original member from 18 months ago, Bren Gillespie. Thanks for being members on the channel. You get the perks and all that. You get the badges and the comments and the comment priorities. And then the premium members get the premium video once per month. I've always said you don't have to be a member. I appreciate it. It's all good for the channel. Everything's free on this channel. If you just want to watch a video, you just got to sit through a couple of ads. That to me is the beauty of YouTube. I don't even complain about it anymore, right? I'm just used to it. Those 5-second skippable ads, not a big deal. All right, I'll shut up. Comment, like, subscribe. Let me know what you think of the Brandon Crawford move. Drop your replies. Have a great day. Beautiful day in St. Louis, everybody. See ya. Yoink.